he left London at a time where Arsenal hugely needed him, and many never wanted him to go, but he chose to obviously go and join Xabi Alonso in Bayer Leverkusen. And he is Granit Xhaka, and he's now pushing to return to London. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. We're going to be talking about Granit Xhaka, return to London, and obviously there is a very big story of Germany being knocked out of the World Cup. And to show you that Germany are really have been the masters of taking penalties. They had never lost a penalty kick out in the World Cup, but for the very first time, they've gone ahead to lose it. So let's obviously delve deep into this and continue to subscribe, because now we want to hit 29,500 subscribers, and we've already gone ahead to hit 29,400, and we are calling in for others to obviously come through and subscribe and see to it that we hit that huge milestone onto this beautiful channel. Now, Xhaka was at Bayer Leverkusen, and he went ahead and obviously won a league with Bayer Leverkusen. That was a very huge moment for them. They also reached the final of the UEFA Europa League, and they're knocked out by Atalanta. You remember? So after that, I think he gave them one extra season and returned to Sunderland. And when he returned to Sunderland, Xhaka really went ahead to be among the players considered among all players that we are contesting for the award of the best signing of the summer in the Premier League. Sorry about that. Now, after having a very good season at Sunderland, I tell you, Xhaka is now pushing to return to London, and moreover to a very big club. Xhaka is 33 years of age, turning 34, and looks like he still wants to play at the top level. At Sunderland, he played 34 games, 1 goal and 6 assists, and his leadership qualities are really one of those that you have to obviously look at in there for you. And now let's get in the gist of the matter. Fabrizio Romano coming out and reporting that the agreement between Chelsea and Granit Xhaka on personal terms is guaranteed. Xhaka is driving the move personally, as he wants Chelsea, wants to reunite with Xabi Alonso, and wants to live in London. Deal depends on the clubs. Now, Xabi Alonso, his former manager at Bayer Leverkusen, wants to sign wants to sign Granit Xhaka. Xhaka has all shared good memories with the manager known as Xabi Alonso. And Xabi Alonso is bringing in this guy because he knows to it that a lot need to be sorted out at Chelsea, by the way. That's what people really don't understand, because Chelsea needs what we call maturity into their team, and this is where you have to give Xabi Alonso kudos to coming up and obviously spotting out this player known as Granit Xhaka. He's a leader, Premier League experience, you understand, and he's one of those that Arteta used to obviously take us back to the top level in there. And in that season of 2022-2023, Granit Xhaka was untouchable, playing the double pivot with Thomas Partey, and Odegaard ahead of him. Arsenal almost went ahead to clinch the Premier League trophy, but because of the very many injuries they got, Arsenal found themselves in a position of really bottling that trophy of 2022-2023. Now, because Alonso knows the character of this guy, and he's obviously going to be very cheap for them to get, he's like, let's obviously get him in. This sends worrying signals to Chelsea onto whether they'll keep Enzo Fernandez. Alonso is working tooth and nail to keep Enzo Fernandez, but oh my God, it is really, really, really looking very hard because Madrid are also looking out for a midfielder in the caliber of Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Fernandez last season came up and obviously hinted on to him wanting to play for a side known as Real Madrid. So now, because Chelsea wants to sign Xhaka, guess what is going to have to happen? Sunderland rejected an £8 million bid from Chelsea to sign Granit Xhaka. Sunderland told Chelsea FC that the 33-year-old is not for sale at any price. Stamford Club left felt bid fair, but Premier League rivals viewed as unacceptable, plus insists no further proposals will be entertained. Now, this is what clubs are really doing hugely. They obviously threaten you that the player is not for sale, yet the player is indeed for sale. The same thing has been done to Arsenal by Newcastle on Bruno Guimaraes. There for you. But the fact is they know the players are for sale. And with the market going wild, Elliot Anderson going to... Man City for 130 million pounds. Fernandez Matthias, 85 million pounds being requested. Diomande, 130 million euros is what PSG is willing to pay to RB Leipzig to obviously get them the lad. I tell you, a lot is happening. And you might see Sunderland wanting a minimum of like 30 million pounds for Granit Xhaka. But I know Chelsea will go back to obviously get this deal done and dusted. Although Xhaka is at the World Cup, but is pushing for his next move in club football. Now, you have to give Alonso credit that he has gone ahead to obviously make the board of Chelsea change their transfer plan. That you've been bringing in young players, and now things have gone ahead to change. You understand? So what are you going to do? You have to get in experienced players and mix them with the youngsters. That's when you'll obviously get the success that we want. Now, we have to wait and see whether this obviously comes to pass, or Chelsea goes back, or Sunderland will stand onto their stance. But I don't think that if the player is pushing to obviously join Chelsea, they'll obviously stand in their way, because this is a once-in-life opportunity for Xhaka to go ahead and really play at a top club. Leaving that alone, let's go to the World Cup. Germany has been knocked out of the World Cup by a side known as Paraguay in the 42nd minute. Julio Insico, 42nd minute, beautiful header into the back of the net. Kai Havertz, 54th minute, leveled the game. They went ahead to play 120 minutes, and guess what happened? It ended in a 1-1 draw, and we were into what we call penalty shootouts. Kai Havertz missed the penalty. Now, these players of Paraguay, 3 of those went ahead to obviously score 3 consecutive penalties. And then, which other player of Germany missed? There came another player of Germany, and so his penalty, and so Walter Medi, so his penalty really saved by the goalkeeper of Paraguay. Now, after that save, it meant that the next player of Paraguay, Fatoli came in through and obviously scored that penalty. Paraguay was through to the next round. Guess what? Manuel Neuer went ahead to obviously play Germany back, into action and saved 2 penalties. They went into the first loser, and guess what? Benjamin Tarr steps up, who had scored a goal but was ruled out in extra time, and went ahead to obviously hit that ball over the bar, and then Paraguay saw themselves score a penalty, and it has been 4-3, and Germany are really out. And Germany had never lost on penalties, I tell you. That shows you how good they've been when it comes to taking penalties in there for you. And been told Germany have finally lost a penalty shootout at the World Cup. Kai Canali emphatically thumps his penalty into the top right corner to send Paraguay into the last 16 and spark world scenes. What a shout-out. Germany looked to be down and out in the shout-out with Havertz and Otamendi missing, but Paraguay missed their final two to take it to extra time. Tar then skied his spot kick for Germany before Canali kept his cool. Roller coaster in there for you. So that is it. Germany are really out of the World Cup. Now, Arsenal fans are now excited, and teams that really have players in Germany national team, because now they're obviously going to be having ample time to rest, and I think it's going to be like 2 weeks. So that means around 23rd, 24th, these players will be joining their respective clubs to obviously train with them. And Manuel Neuer, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Musiala, who else? All those are obviously going to be going back to Bayern. And the likes of Rudiger back to Real Madrid, and very many others. Kai Havertz back to Arsenal, Leroy Sen back to Galatasaray. Obviously, they are out. And I'm just waiting to see what your reactions are going to be about Germany being knocked out of the World Cup and Xhaka pushing for his return to London. Rokani David remains my name here on to what we call the Rokani Media Football. Third video of the day. We are heading into a big one. Netherlands. Hear me out. Netherlands versus Morocco. This is one that is going to keep me awake. I'm really fully charged for this one. Bye-bye.